CBD oil. What's it all about? Is this something we need to know more about? Is it something we could be prescribing to our patients to help with anxiety or other issues? Is it something maybe the dentist and hygienist should be using before a crown prep? I'm not so sure, but we're going to explore some of these questions and, of course, much more in episode 13, season 2 of the Dental Practice Fixers podcast. I'm Dr. Richard Madow here with my co-host, cohort, business partner, brother, and co-troublemaker, Dr. David Madow. How's it doing today, Dave?
What's going on there?
How are you doing today, Dave?
How is it doing? I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing, Rich?
Doing great. Glad to be here. Just want to real quickly thank everybody for all the positive comments that we've been getting about the Dental Practice Fixers podcast. Tell your friends, give us some good ratings, do whatever it takes. We're growing and growing and growing, and we really appreciate it. And also send in your questions. Speaking of that, we've got an interesting question today, don't we?
We do. And I'm going to go ahead and read it because it's one that we've never actually gotten before. So let's just get right into it, Rich. The question is, Dear Dental Practice Fixers.
That's us.
What do you guys think of CBD oil? But it goes further. There's more. It's more than just that.
Okay.
It's a she. She says, I am considering using CBD oil in my practice for my patients to alleviate anxiety and maybe some other issues. What do you guys think? Is this a good idea? Signed, Anonymous.
Hey, I'm just curious, Dave, do you know where Anonymous is located? That wasn't a joke. I mean, sometimes because sometimes, I know when I read the questions many times, I anonymize them by their request, but I actually know their name and location. So that's not the case here?
Okay, no, okay. I didn't know. I thought that was just a joke. Do you know where Anonymous is generally? Okay.
Yeah.
I do know where this Anonymous. Okay, I do know where this Anonymous originates, and I'm gonna to not zero in on some particular area. Is it okay if we just say Maryland?
Okay, well that's an area, Maryland.
Let's say it's a female dentist in Maryland. Is it good enough?
Okay, that narrows it down to several thousand. Perfect. No, I was just curious what part of the country, because look, obviously, different parts of the country have different attitudes towards.
Yeah, that's a good point.
CBD oil, medical marijuana, all kinds of issues. So I think it's interesting to know that.
That's a great point. So we got to answer this question.
Okay,
who's going first?
What's your take? Go ahead, give your take on it.
Okay, so let me think. The question is, first of all, Dental Practice Fixers, what do you guys think of CBD oil? So we just take that part of the question only and nothing else, whether it should be used in the dental practice or not. I personally happen to be a fan of CBD oil. I've done a lot of reading on it. I've actually used it over the past 1 year plus personally. Did I say I personally used it personally? But if I did, that did make sense. But
you're not supposed to smoke it.
Well, actually, it's very interesting, Rich. I think there's 3 ways to actually take it, and one would be not really smoking, but one would be vaping. Now, I'm not a fan of inhaling any kind of crazy stuff into my lungs or anybody else's lungs. So I don't vape CBD. I don't really believe in vaping per se. But the other 2 ways are to eat it in an edible, like they make it with like cookies or gummy bears or some type of edible. And the third way is probably the most common way is to have it like in a tincture, like in an oil base or water soluble liquid, and just put a few drops in your mouth. If it's oil based, you put it under your tongue. If it's water based, you just swallow it. Now, Rich, let's back up for 1 second, because we might have some viewers and listeners that don't even know what we're talking about. CBD oil. What is that? So CBD oil, if I can get this right, it stands for cannabidiol, CBD. It is totally legal everywhere in the United States. It is not marijuana. I repeat that. It is not marijuana. There is no THC contained in. There's no THC contained in CBD oil, or such minute amounts, such microscopic amounts. It doesn't count. That's so. It's not psychoactive. It does not get you high. But go ahead, Rich.
I was going to say, it's actually so mainstream. I'm sure some of our listeners received this as well. I just received a Bed Bath & Beyond catalog that had CBD oil on the back cover. Big display, get your CBD
Oh,
oil.
wow.
I'm guessing it was in the Beyond section, but that's a, but it's, yeah, I mean, you can even get it at Bed Bath & Beyond, so that's pretty darn mainstream. 20% off.
It's funny.
If you use the coupon.
Wait, do they have 20% off coupons? I can't remember that.
Nah, not too many.
It's funny, Rich. I was with the family in Jacksonville, Florida. We went into some juice place and just to get juice and smoothies. And one of the options in your smoothie was they could put like a hit. I don't know if that's the right word, but like a hit of CBD oil in the smoothie for like a few extra bucks. It was very interesting. It's pretty much ubiquitous. It's like you said, Bed Bath Beyond, smoothie shops. It's really everywhere.
Right. And the point being, it's legal. It's somewhat mainstream. It doesn't get you stoned. Your patient, you're not going to want to, you're not going to want to take some and listen to Pink Floyd. Or, I mean, there's nothing wrong with listening.
Well, maybe you can.
Anyway.
You still can.
Right. So maybe, and I think it's a really good idea that you brought it up. For people that aren't that familiar with it, it's not a narcotic in any way. It's not classified as anything that's psychoactive or changes your frame of mind. You're not going to see triangles when you take some, nothing like that.
But just to make sure our viewers and listeners know this, it is part of the hemp plant, but they're different, like, I guess, varieties, or the hybrid might not be the right word, but they're different, like, varieties. And this is a variety that is very, very high in CBD and extremely low in THC. So there's no psychoactive component. Correct.
So what's your opinion?
So my opinion is, I've been using CBD oil for the past over a year. It really helps. It's got a great calming effect. And if I'm like anxious from the day, or if I have trouble getting to sleep or anything like that, or if I want to have like a really good night's sleep, I find that it really, really does work. Now, again, I know it's anecdotal. I'm one person. I really do believe that it works. And I don't think something could be so popular and have no effect at all, because I've been reading and watching a tremendous amount of videos about it. I mean, I think it's actually even better than VitaCell. I think it's a lot better than VitaCell. But that's an old. Rich and I have an old joke about an MLM product.
It's funny that you said that, because I was going to bring something.
I did that on purpose.
I was going to bring up something very similar. Oh, really? Okay.
Let's hear.
Because you knew my opinion.
Well, I really don't know. I have a feeling I know your opinion, but I don't know your opinion for sure.
Okay.
And of course, look, you can always say there's a placebo effect. You can always say if somebody tells you this is going to calm you down, then it will. I don't know. I mean, I've definitely found it to help me. And when I'm sleeping, my body doesn't know if it's a placebo or not. And it really does help me get a better night's sleep. I really found that. I
disagree with that. I feel your body totally knows it's a placebo. I got to say, first of all, just, in general, I know we're here to give our opinions. I have nothing against CBD oil. I have nothing against, responsible use of medicinal or recreational marijuana or alcohol or anything like that. I think that, things used by responsible people that do things the way you're supposed to do it and don't go driving or whatever. I have no problem with any of that stuff. But I do have a feeling that I just feel like every few years, something else comes along. This is the big thing. Now, when you look into CBD oil, if you look it up, there are people claiming that it cures everything. I mean, anxiety, insomnia, herpes, diabetes, heart problems, cancer. The list goes on and on and on. And I just feel like it's the same kind of thing when there's some hyped up MLM and they've developed this proprietary formula of only the small grain that's in the rice paddies that are only in a certain area of Thailand, and they've distilled them in a certain way. Oh, and it cures everything. I'm putting CBD oil in this category. I get very skeptical when there are claims that something does too much. And honestly, and I don't want to offend anyone here, I feel the same way about chiropractic. I'm sure there's some fantastic, knowledgeable chiropractors out there, but you talk to many chiropractors, oh yeah, chiropractic cures this, heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, all kinds of aches and pains, fibromyalgia, Lyme disease. You just come in and we crack your back and it actually cures everything. Not so sure I'm a believer. Does chiropractic have its place for certain, misalignments of the spine? Well, I certainly hope so. But, you talk to chiropractors and it takes care of everything. And I'm a big believer in the placebo effect. I think it's the same with so many medications. I think, There's some of these over-the-counter insomnia medications. I've heard people say they take a tiny sliver of one and they sleep through the night. Well, hey, I get very skeptical when there are too many claims for one product.
Well, you notice, Rich, when I first started talking about CBD oil today, though, I only talked about pain and anxiety. I don't know about anything else but diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, cancer. I don't know, and I wouldn't even comment on that. I don't know. But I found having some ski injuries and sometimes I like to be calmer. I found that it definitely works for me. Now, this is a fact. I mean, this is not, it's a fact that we do have receptors in the human body, receptors that the CBD, the cannabidiol, binds to. We have receptors. And I think, admit it or not, I think it's absolutely been proven that marijuana, THC, can help with anxiety and pain. I mean, I think it's documented in many studies. And a CBD is very similar, except it doesn't get you high. That's the main difference, actually.
Well, then what the hell good is it?
I'm going to tell you like another little side story. It's a little personal, but it's something that's really weird, and it might not be related at all, but it's a very interesting story. A couple of years ago, I noticed I had some weird things on. I thought it was like just calluses on the bottom of one of my feet. It turned out it was like these warts. And I don't know. I mean, it's not uncommon, but I went to my dermatologist, and she tried all these different things for like over a period of a year, and like nothing got better. And they're kind of innocuous. They don't really hurt anything, except other people can catch them if I'm like at a public bath or shower or something like that.
Which I tend to avoid public baths and showers to begin with.
Tell me about it. And now that I know all that stuff, it's true. You're right. But I tried all this different stuff my dermatologist recommended, not only topical stuff, but stuff by mouth, and like nothing did it. Nothing helped. And I was trying all this crazy BS. Coincidentally, around the time I started using CBD oil, like a short time, I'm going to say, I don't even have a good feel for this, but I'm going to say like 6 months later, roughly, I touched the bottom of my foot that had the wart, and it's like everything's totally gone. Now, I'm not saying it's the CBD. Trust me, I know it's not scientific, it's anecdotal, but all I'm saying is that's the only thing I changed in my life. Like, I didn't start taking any other supplements or anything weird.
So here we go. Now you're taking exactly what I was saying. Okay, yeah, it's good for anxiety and restlessness, sleep, but now all of a sudden it cures foot warts.
I didn't say that. See, you're putting words in my mouth.
Putting your foot in your mouth. You're saying there might be a connection between you using CBD and your foot warts going away.
I said there may or there may not. If you rewind this, and you watch what I said. I said this may have nothing to do with it. I said it may have nothing. I said, but coincidentally, that's when those warts went away. I don't know what to say.
If it's coincidentally, then it had nothing to do with it. Let's
but I don't know the answer.
Here.
All I'm saying is I don't know the answer.
Okay,
I don't know I can't take a stance. I don't know the answer.
You're saying it's possible that CBD oil cures foot warts.
I say it's possible.
Okay.
Well, I say it's possible.
Okay, exactly my point. And you talk to somebody else, and they had nasal polyps, and they cured that. You talk to somebody else, they had a twitch in their eye.
I forgot to tell you. I totally forgot to tell you about that too.
You talk to somebody else, they had a French accent, and all of a sudden they don't anymore. And it's possible. I mean,
you are sick. You're sick.
Here's what I'm going to say, and maybe we should move on to the cost. And of course, I feel like it's point counterpoint here. So please get your final say in. I know that famous article in the Atlantic, which we all thought was total bullshit, really took dentists to task for not really being research-based, evidence-based, using scientific studies a lot. And let's face it, I don't think there are totally legit research-based, evidence-based scientific studies on CBD oil that show it does all these magical things, including insomnia, anxiety, all these things. I think it is pretty much anecdotal at this point. So if you recommend that to your patient, are you going down that rabbit hole of being non-scientific, being that non-scientific dentist who just, is recommending things that are not evidence-based? I'm not so sure. I think if I were to talk about it to a patient, I might want to say I have nothing against it. If you feel it works well for you, feel free to use CBD oil before your dental appointments. When it comes to dentists recommending it to anxious patients as a proactive measure, I'm not so sure I'm buying it.
Well, we got the same opinion there because I think that part two of the question was Ms. Dennis is asking if she should use it in her office for anxious patients. My answer would be the same as yours. I'm not so sure. First of all, it would be totally legal because you can get it over the counter anywhere. It would be saying like to a patient, let's take this Advil before treatment to help with pain over the counter. But I do agree. I'm not so sure.
Proven to work.
I'm not. Well, okay, but Rich, I'm agreeing with you. Remember,
No
I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. Only on part two. Part one, I'm totally disagreeing.
Okay.
But I'm not so sure dentists should be giving out CBD in their office. By the way, this dentist, kind of a side note, that read this question, told me that there's some type of I wish we had more time to talk about this, but there's some type of multi-level marketing thing in dentistry for dentists with CBD oil, and they're recommending you get this and give this to all your patients and get your patients on. Now, I don't agree with any multi-level.
Boy, am I not surprised. I am so not surprised. Multi-level, maybe there's a topic for a different episode, but multi-level deals in snake oil, in my opinion, in just about every, not all, but many.
Well, not all, but here's the thing, Rich. In the beginning of the show, you said, kind of indicated that this is kind of like the flavor of the week, or every couple of years there's something new that comes out. This is 2000, as we're recording this, is mid 2019. CBD oil's been around for a while. It's not new. I'm willing to bet that if we look at this 5 years from now, if somebody pulls out this podcast show in 5 years, I think CBD oil is going to be totally around, very popular, and it's not going anywhere. That's my opinion. It's my bet. It's not going away at all.
Okay, I disagree. I think it may have a cult following, but I think its stature as this cure-all, do-all everywhere, I think it's going to be not as popular. But what can we say?
Do you think it's going to be gone?
Gone? No, well, gone. But most things are gone. But I think
it also kind of parallels the cannabis culture. Like, cannabis is becoming legal in more and more states. As that becomes more legal for medical or recreational, the cannabis, they sell CBD, but CBD is sold everywhere. I don't think it's going anywhere, man. I think it's going to be like, you walk into it.
Man. Hey, man. You
walk into like a convenience store and they sell, and I would never use this stuff, never. But like the tablets that keep you awake, they got all kinds of hits of caffeine in it, and the red, all that stuff. I think it's stuff's ubiquitous. It's everywhere, though. I think CBD is going to be one of those things that it's everywhere and it's not going away. That's my final word.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree, but I think I'm not sure if this is a good analogy, but let's say, for example, 10 years ago, everybody was recommending fish oil supplements. And you can still get them anywhere, but I don't think they're nearly as popular because I think it's shown that it wasn't the cure-all for everything, for inflammation, for heart disease, that it was once thought to be. And I think everybody seems to recognize now that it's better to eat it as part of eating fish. That does more than taking fish oil supplements, and it was kind of overhyped and overrated. It still has its place among some people, and I feel that's kind of the same with CBD.
I thought fish oil supplements were still very popular. I thought
they kind of had. I think they're not what they once were. They were the cure-all 10 years ago. Everything fish oil supplements do everything.
Okay, let's leave it at that. And Rich, let's.
I think we're gonna have to meet. We're gonna make a plan to meet up 5 years from now. I'm proposing 3 p.m. March 18th. 5 years from now, we'll meet at the equator.
Okay, let's do that. And I'll tell you something. Let's also put some money on the CBD thing. I'm gonna put a lot of money on my bet that it's gonna still be tremendous.
Well, that's kind of an opinion what tremendous is.
I know. Should we just leave it at that then?
Yeah, we'll check back in a few years. I think when it came to the end, though, as far as dentists actually recommending it in their practice, our opinions kind of started to blend together a bit and get a little closer to one another. So, great question from Dr. Was it Hieronymus? Or no, Anonymous. It was Hieronymus Bosch in Maryland. Keep your questions coming. Podcast@Madow.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Let's do it. Rich, before we get into today's call, we've got a couple really special announcements, right?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I've got one too. You go first. You go first.
Oh, you want me to start? Okay, I know you got a real special one, so I'm going to go really, really quickly because Rich and I mentioned this during every episode. We both believe in both of these things I'm going to mention real quickly. Our master class, which we get people into our Center for Dental Practice Success in Baltimore. We do a full day with you. We limit it to dentists, a small group of dentists, and by the end of the day, we have shared with you a lot, but in particular, how we can help you grow your dental practice. So check out more. Just go to masterclass.madow.com. If you're watching the video, it's right down there. If you're not watching the video, it's masterclass.madow.com. Secondly, if you are still doing your credit card processing, one of the prehistoric ways, in other words, if you're not using Fat Merchant yet, get using Fat Merchant. Quickly, it's going to save you money every single month. The switch is simple. We guarantee it will save you money every month. Why not do it? Go to, the link is right there. But if you're listening, bit.ly/fatmad. That's FATTMAD. It's bit.ly/FATTMAD. Rich, take it away.
Hey, I just want to say real quickly, we know that a lot of our podcast listeners and watchers really don't know that much about us. Like, who are we? Who are these two guys? They've been coaching dentists for 30 years. They are dentists and blah, blah, blah. Well, what else have they done? One thing that amongst people that have been with us for a long time that we're really known for is TBSE. It stands for the best seminar ever. It's the original Vegas multi-day, multi-speaker seminar. We didn't name it the best seminar ever. That would be kind of egotistic. I don't know what it would be, but it used to be called the Super Fall Seminar when we started way back in 1995. People who attended year after year said, we need to start calling this thing the best seminar ever. How can we say no? So check it out. It's in Las Vegas at the beautiful Tropicana Resort. It's this November. It's 2 days, Friday and Saturday. And one thing different about TBSE is there are no breakout sessions. Everybody, docs and teams, are in the same room the whole time. So check out TBSE.com, the best seminar ever. We've got some amazing speakers this year. Of course, I'll be there. Dave will be there. Maybe we'll even do a live podcast from there. Who the heck knows? Check out TBSE.com. Got some fantastic speakers this year. Somebody who's speaking at TBSE for the first time that we just met, Ray, Dr. Ray. The guy is an amazing young clinician and kind of teacher, key opinion leader. We're excited about all our speakers, but for some of you younger folks, as they say, you might really be excited about him. So go to tbse.com. We'll see you in Vegas this November.
Let's do the call.
Do our call.
For calling Dr. office. Shirley speaking. May I help you?
Yeah, hi, Shirley. Can you tell me if y'all take care credit there?
If we take what?
Care credit. Care credit. It's I think it's a way to finance my dental treatment because I think I got a lot of dental work that needs to be done.
Okay. Can you hold while I check?
Sure.
All right. Thank
Sure. Thank you.
Hello. No, sir. We do not.
You don't take care credit. Okay, because I just know I got a lot of stuff that needs to be done, and I'm just trying to figure out how I can pay for it. But okay, if you don't take it, thank you so much.
What is your name?
My name is David.
David, and your last name?
Michaels.
Okay. All right. Well, do you need a lot of care from? Did they tell you need a lot of care here?
No. I'm just kind of new in town now. They didn't tell me. I haven't been to your office yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for calling, David.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate all that.
You're very welcome.
Okay. Sure. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Can you believe that? What's the story?
It just brings up a question like, what is it like to have a job and be so bad at that job? So bad.
Wow. I thought she was going in the right direction. What's your name? Have you been told you need a lot of work? What's that?
Yeah, she took a little pivot there at the end where she was about to redeem herself.
I know. She knew I needed a lot of work. She said, "What's your name?" I thought she was going to have some kind of, come on in and let's, but she said, "Okay, well, thank you very much."
Right. Okay, well, let's back up for a second. Who the hell doesn't take care credit? I mean, geez, that's like required for dental practice.
That is a good point. I mean, not to sound like somebody that's been in a dental KOL for a long time, but that is a good point. It's a really good point.
Yeah, unbelievable. And she had no idea what it was. So this office is, not really well informed. Put you on hold for a long time. No on hold music or messaging at all, which is always disconcerting because you're not sure if they hung up or not.
Right.
Then she just kind of said, "We do not," and she was ready to let you go. But then, as we said, took that little pivot and asked for your name. But then she thought, well, you were told at her office you needed a lot of treatment.
Right.
And since that wasn't the case, well, screw you. See you later. Wow, that was pretty unbelievable.
I don't know what else to say other than I'm ready to give her my grade because I don't know what else we can say about it. Other than the fact, Rich, I'll go back to the question we always ask. Do you think her dentist is somewhere in the back office treating patients, really proud, saying, my Madge at the front desk is great. She's so nice. Everybody loves her. She's doing a great job. I'm going to say yes, he thinks that.
It's very possible that everybody loves her. There's no question about that. And then I'm going to say yes also. And then what would happen if the dentists were told, well, some patient called, they're new in town, they needed a lot of treatment, they asked if we took care credit, and I just hung up on them. I mean, geez, you could at least offer some other, say, well, we do have other options available for you. Come in, let's talk. Let's meet the doctor. Let's do something here. It's hard to believe they don't have some kind of financial options, even if it's that option that we never recommend, which is we do all this treatment on you and hope that you pay by the month. Play and pray. Whatever, that's an option. Not a good one, but at
play
least
and pray. Okay, I'm ready with my grade. My grade is an F. Totally F, no question. Final answer.
I think that's a little harsh. I don't know. Okay, here's my grade. I'm going to hold it up for all of you watching on video. F. She totally failed. It's just a shame because she seemed really nice.
I've got nothing else to say except it puts another episode in the history books, I think.
Episode 13, Season 2 of the Dental Practice Fixers. Thanks so much, everybody, for listening. I'm Dr. Richard Madow.
Dr. David Madow. We'll see you next time for sure.